Welcome to Chapter 7 Health and Lifestyle in Norway. In this video, we will explore health, dental health, psychological health, family planning and immigration to a new place. So let's dive in. Health and lifestyle in Norway. Physical activity and joy. Older adults in Norway lead active lives, enjoying activities like hiking and canoeing, often focusing on fun and social interaction. Historical development. In the past, poverty and lack of medical care led to diseases such as tuberculosis and malnutrition. Today, the welfare system ensures access to free vaccines and health care, significantly improving life expectancy and quality of life. Public health today. Norwegians live longer and are often healthier than before. However, common health challenges include musculoskeletal disorders, diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular diseases, and cancer. Preventing health issues. Good health is linked to physical activity, a healthy diet, and avoiding smoking. Mental health is equally important, supported by social connections, inner peace, and good sleep. Diet and nutrition. Healthy foods such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grain bread promote health, while unhealthy foods like fast food and candy can lead to problems. Immigrants in Norway often face health challenges such as diabetes, obesity, poor dental health, nutritional deficiencies, especially iron and vitamin D, and depression. These issues may arise from dietary changes and adapting to a new climate. Responsibility for health. While the welfare system plays a significant role, individuals are responsible for lifestyle choices that impact their health. Motto. A good laugh prolongs life. Both physical and mental well-being are key to living a long, fulfilling life. Healthcare services in Norway. Welfare and public healthcare. Norway's welfare system ensures healthcare access for all residents, regardless of financial status. Public healthcare is funded by the state, while private services are available for those who can afford them. General practitioners, fastlege. Every resident has the right to a regular doctor, fastlege. Fastlege appointments require booking in advance. Urgent cases are prioritized for same-day visits. You can choose or change your fastlege, maximum twice a year, via helsenorge.no. Fastlege referrals are needed to consult a specialist. Specialist doctors. Specialists include gynecologists, dermatologists, ENT doctors, and pediatricians. Access usually requires a referral from your fastlege. Hospitals and outpatient care. Public hospitals provide free inpatient care, covering treatment, stay, and meals. Parents can stay with hospitalized children. Outpatient care, polyclinisk behandling, allows patients to visit the hospital for treatment without being admitted. Emergency services. For urgent care outside clinic hours, contact the Emergency Medical Service at 116117. For life-threatening situations, dial 113 and provide your identity, the situation, and your location. Pharmacies and medications. Most medications are sold exclusively at pharmacies, with over-the-counter options like mild painkillers available in stores or gas stations. Prescription medications require identification at the pharmacy. Prescriptions may be electronic or paper-based. Blue prescriptions reduce costs for chronic illness medications, with only a small copayment required. Copayment. Patients pay a copayment, example, 150 to 300 per fastlege visit. The state covers the rest. Children under 16 and pregnancy checkups are exempt from copayments. After reaching a yearly copayment cap, patients receive a free card, exempting them from further payments for the year. Confidentiality. Healthcare workers are bound by confidentiality and cannot share patient information without consent. Patients can access their medical records, and confidentiality extends to interpreters and persists even after a professional changes jobs. Use of interpreters. Interpreters are available for free if language barriers exist between the patient and healthcare provider. Dental health. Public dental services. Children and youth, up to 19 years old, receive free dental care through public dental services. Young adults, 19 to 20 years old, pay 25% of dental treatment costs, with the public system covering 75%. Adults, 21 years and older, must pay the full cost of dental treatment and typically use private dentists. Dental checkups. Children and youth are called in for regular checkups through the public dental service. Adults are recommended to visit the dentist for a checkup once a year. Orthodontics, braces. If children or youth need braces, parents must pay a copayment. Children's dental health. Parents are responsible for ensuring proper dental care for their children. Sugary foods and drinks, example chocolate, cookies, soda, juice, candy, harm teeth. Teeth should be brushed twice daily, in the morning and evening. Poor care of baby teeth can negatively affect permanent teeth, so early dental hygiene is crucial. Family planning. Family planning refers to couples deciding when to have children and how many they want. The main aim is to prevent unwanted pregnancies using contraceptives. Common contraceptives. Birth control pills prevent ovulation using hormones, estrogen and progesterone. Contraceptive implant, a small plastic rod inserted under the skin that releases hormones to prevent ovulation, inserted removed by a doctor. Intrauterine device, IUD inserted into the uterus by a doctor, prevents sperm movement and implantation of fertilized eggs. Condoms prevent both pregnancy and sexually transmitted diseases, recommended with spermicide for extra protection. Prenatal checkups and birth. Pregnant women are entitled to free, voluntary prenatal checkups through health clinics or family doctors. Checkups ensure the health of both mother and baby before, during, and after birth. 8 to 12 checkups recommended. Most births take place in hospitals, and treatment is free. Health checkups and vaccinations for children and youth. Regular checkups are provided through health clinics, from infancy to school age, and school health services. Vaccinations against serious diseases are free, safe, and effective. Most municipalities also have health clinics for teenagers. If a child is ill, the family doctor handles diagnosis and treatment. Abortion. Under Norway's Abortion Act, women can decide to terminate a pregnancy within the first 12 weeks. The woman must complete a form confirming her decision and receive information about medical aspects and alternatives to abortion. Abortions after 12 weeks are regulated by specific provisions in the law. Mental health. Causes of mental health issues. Life challenges. Family problems, conflicts, or unstable relationships can lead to mental stress. Work-related issues such as stress, bullying, or job pressure contribute to mental health disorders. Traumatic events. Mental health problems can arise after severe crises like the death of loved ones, accidents, or personal loss. Traumatic experiences from war situations or violence can trigger long-term conditions like PTSD. genetics, and biological factors. Some individuals are genetically predisposed to mental health issues like anxiety or depression. Stress can act as a triggering factor, especially in individuals who are already vulnerable. Need for support and help. Personal network. Sharing thoughts and emotions with family or friends can be sufficient support in certain situations. The closeness and understanding of close relationships help reduce feelings of loneliness and worry. Professional help. For more serious or complex problems, assistance from psychologists, therapists, or other specialists may be necessary. Psychologists offer treatment like therapy or counseling to help find solutions to challenges. Role of the general practitioner, GP. The GP is often the first point of contact for mental health issues and can refer patients to psychologists or specialists. Attitudes towards mental health in Norway. Changing perspectives. Mental health disorders are now recognized as equally important as physical health problems. There is increasing openness and less stigma associated with seeking help for mental health challenges. Treatment and acceptance. A majority of the population believes that people with mental health issues should receive treatment and support from the healthcare system. There is a widespread belief that recovery from mental health disorders is possible with the right support and treatment. Importance of equal treatment. Mental health is increasingly prioritized in society, with a focus on ensuring that those with mental health challenges receive the same level of care as those with physical health issues. Understanding identity. Definition of identity. Identity refers to how we perceive ourselves, which is influenced by our characteristics and personality traits. It is shaped by social factors such as where we live, the people we interact with, and our interests. Sexual identity. Sexual identity relates to who a person is attracted to, both emotionally and sexually. People define their sexual identity in different ways: heterosexual, attracted to people of the opposite sex; homosexual, attracted to people of the same sex; non-binary, some individuals do not identify strictly as heterosexual or homosexual, opting for fluid or undefined sexual orientations. Gender identity. Traditionally, gender was determined by biological sex at birth, either male or female. Societal expectations and gender roles reinforced these binary gender categories, dictating behaviors, clothing, and roles for males and females. Greater openness today. There is now a broader acceptance that the traditional male-female gender binary doesn't apply to everyone. Some individuals identify as a gender different from the one assigned at birth. Others identify as gender non-binary or as a blend of the two traditional genders. Gender expression. Gender expression refers to how a person presents their gender through clothing, behavior, hairstyle, and other outward expressions. Gender expression can be fluid, and people may choose to express their gender in a variety of ways that do not strictly align with their biological sex. Moving to a new country. General thoughts on migration. Moving to a new country can be both exciting and challenging. Migration often involves giving up familiar comforts such as family, friends, traditions, and language. People who move to a new country typically go through a psychological process called the psychological migration process, which occurs in 3 stages. The length of each stage can vary from person to person, but everyone experiences one or more of these phases. Phase 1. The initial optimistic period. Feelings of excitement and hope. At first, many people feel happy and optimistic about their future. There is a lot to organize, and the new life can feel exciting. People may be busy creating their new home and organizing daily life in the new country. This phase is characterized by new opportunities, and people may think less about what they have left behind in the process. Phase 2. Uncertainty and adjustment. Realization of loss and challenges. After a few days, weeks, or months, most people start to feel the negative consequences of the move. Life can feel heavy and difficult. Feelings of uncertainty and frustration arise as everything seems new and foreign. It can be exhausting and frustrating to deal with daily challenges in a different country. The longing for the old life, family, and friends may intensify. Phase 3. Adjustment and acceptance. More understanding and adaptation. After a while, life generally starts to feel easier for most people. It becomes more natural to navigate the new country's systems and language. There is gradual adaptation as one gains a better understanding of daily life and structures in the new society. Acceptance and integration. People begin to accept the move and can see positive aspects of life in the new country. The new culture becomes part of one's own identity, but people also retain elements from their previous life. As one finds a balance between old and new values, they begin to feel more integrated into society. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has helped you prepare for the social studies test. Remember, every bit of practice brings you closer to success. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more helpful content. Your support means a lot and keeps us motivated to create more videos like this. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you.